Welcome to another Dog-Eared Discourse Top Shelf Recommendation episode. This is Dani, and today I'll be recommending Legends Lattes by Travis Baldree. He's a local author in Washington. PNW represent. Yep. He has written a uniquely cozy fantasy novel that has become somewhat of a sensation in the booktube community. On TikTok, on the gram, and I had first heard about it from YouTuber Daniel Green, and as I am a fan of fantasy, and I also have worked at many cafes as a barista in the past, I had to see what this was all about. Catchphrase on the front says, "A novel of high fantasy and low stakes." Isn't the cover
the cover's pretty cute.
It's so cute.
Like, what did you like the most about this book?
What did I like the most about it? Okay, it's like very cozy.
Okay.
Cozy.
It's so cozy and it's so easy to read. Yeah, it's very sweet and heartwarming. It's written in third person, so you get to just follow along on the day-to-day life of the main character. She is an older female orc barbarian named Viv, and she wants to reinvent her life from decades of fighting as a warrior in a mercenary band to opening her own cafe.
I mean, don't we all just want to open up a cafe, bakery, and or other thing after a lifetime of slaughtering, the innocent and or not so innocent?
And in this one, nobody in this town that she chooses to settle in has ever heard of coffee before, and they've never had it.
Oh, they're missing out.
So she has saved money from years and years of battling monsters, and then she comes into possession of this good luck charm, and that gives her the confidence to decide to quit the band, quit being a warrior, and get on with following her dreams of opening this cafe.
Oh, wow. Okay, so there are two characters on this cover. One of them is Viv, it looks like, because clearly an orc.
Yeah.
And the other one's a tiefling, which is my favorite class of D&D characters to play. So
is that the same as a succubus? Because she's a succubus in this book.
Not the same.
Not the same, but this is definitely a
Given
tiefling.
off tiefling vibes. Because she just has the horns. She doesn't have any of the wings or anything that a succubus
And the
normally
tail.
would.
Yeah,
and
she
she's
has a
wearing
tail.
clothes. So
Yeah.
that's a big no.
I would imagine a succubus probably
succubus-
has claws also.
Yeah, in this book, she's
retractable.
very prim and proper. She's a student of the university and studying magic. And she's trying to get away from the
being a demon thing.
well, she's not what you would expect a succubus to be like. And I think she gets a lot of people expecting her to act a certain way. So she kind of goes out of her way to act completely opposite. She wears full sweaters and she's very sharp, and she shows up on time, and she's not trying to use her little ways, her sexy ways to get involved in anything.
She's not trying to flooze it up.
No.
Interesting. Okay. I'm digging this.
So yeah, that's the
Interesting.
main two characters. There's one more character that they hire on as their baker, and he is a ratkin. So he's this little rat. He's on the back cover of the book, and he's very shy and soft-spoken, but he's this master baker. So he comes up with all these really savory and sweet treats for them that they've never had before. So they lose it every time he bakes something
He's like
for them.
Ratatouille's cousin over here.
Yes, exactly. So already the three main characters, they're different classes and races, if you will. And the other characters that get involved are also. So that's one thing I really like about it. It's all these different types of.
It's a diverse cast of monsters here.
Yeah. They also
Okay.
have a dire cat that just saunters in and owns the place.
Wow.
So it's this giant cat that everyone's scared of, and they don't tell it to leave because it's kind of their little guard for the cafe.
Does it try to eat the little Remy mouse?
It does not, surprisingly, but they do mention he was super scared when the the cat walked by.
Having hung out in a lot of coffee shops and stuff like that, this seems like an author just went into a coffee shop and was what would I envision this guy as? Yeah, he's a ratkin. What about her? Yeah, half orc ogre or barbarian. Yep. And that one, probably a succubus.
Yeah.
She looks like a succubus. And then just like going through the list of like, okay, what's that one? What's that one? What's that one? And let's write a book. It writes
We even
itself.
have like a bard too that gets introduced. It's
Fun.
It's really fun, but also it definitely goes into like the day to day of like everything she has to do to get this cafe off the ground. And then there's also this threat. She has this item. And
her good luck amulet.
her good luck charm. There is this threat from the Madrigal, I think is how you pronounce that.
Madrigal?
Madrigal. It's basically this posse that comes around and collects money from all the businesses, like a tax. Like at the end of the month, you need to pay us like a huge amount of money for protection.
Oh yeah, protection from us. Right, I get it. Yeah.
And so she's getting hit with that. She's getting hit with some of her old like friends from the band. So there's like, not only is it this like cozy, heartwarming, like friendship building cafe, but then there's also a couple little things that are starting to like tip the scales and like you're kind of on the edge of your seat, like, oh my God, what's going to happen? But overall, it says low stakes. It is low stakes. Like it's so nice. And there's a little bit of romance involved. So,
I really like a good fantasy novel where they're not trying to save the world. It's just trying to live your life. There's not enough of that out there where, you got an adventuring group or whatever that they're really not out there to like, defeat the evil super doom god overlord or anything like that. It's just like, you know what? I just want to run my shop. And these guys, they just keep pestering me. So can you just deal with them? Sure. Let's go help the shopkeep. Mm-hmm. That's great.
Yeah, filling in the gaps in between. Like, what do you do on your day off when you're not pillaging or whatever?
I paint.
Yeah, they do
Let's talk
go into
about that.
hobbies too. Like her dream was to open up the cafe, but then also she needs to idolize the rest of her time. And now she has to like pick up hobbies and like make friends and stuff. And so it's like just nice change of pace from like the day to day versus all the other like, I guess, high fantasy that I normally read. That's probably more in the grimdark genre. So I just thought it was really fun.
I feel like a half orc barbarian hobby would be like, chainsaw like carving,
Yes.
but instead it's like greatsword carving. It's like, can I make an eagle out of this tree using only my greatsword and my muscles?
Yeah, she should for sure. She just reads.
Well, that's fair.
She
That's also good.
she does have her sword, her giant great sword that she has. It actually has a name, Blackblood,
Nice.
but it doesn't actually talk to her like in other fantasy books.
Yeah, only some swords should be talking.
Mm-hmm.
Other swords should keep their damn mouths shut.
So yeah, that's Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. A hot cup of fantasy, slice of life with a dollop of romantic froth.
Love it. What would you pair with it?
I would have to pair it with a latte.
Of course. Yes.
So yeah, thank you, Daniel Green, for recommending that because it was a pleasure to read.
Yeah, good job, Travis. I look forward to trying it out.